Student Choice Initiative is quashed by the Ontario Divisional Court. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau meets Ontario Premier Doug Ford to discuss public transit. Maple Leafs new coach Sheldon Keefe couldn't have asked for a better first day.
And I'm thrilled to have a chance to work with this group and be a part of it.
Humber News starts now. Hello, I'm Aaron Brooks coming to you from our newsroom at Humber's North Campus. It's Friday, November 22nd. Here's what's making news this hour. After almost a year of protests and court challenges, college and university students have won a victory over the provincial government. The controversial Student Choice Initiative has been overturned by an Ontario court. The initiative allowed students to opt out of many extracurricular activities and services, and it led to reduced funding for student government, clubs, and emergency bursaries. Reporter Drew Serene has more on the decision.
The students united will never be defeated! The students united will never be defeated!
The initiative was brought to Divisional Court on October 11th by the Canadian Federation of Students and the York Federation of Students. The court saw that the government did not have enough authority to interfere with the affairs of colleges and universities. In their decision, the court says that the Ontario government was not authorized by law and are inconsistent with the autonomy granted universities, bedrock on which universities have been governed for more than 100 years. The chairperson for CFS Ontario, Kayla Weiler, says this is a win for student unions across the province.
Let this win be a powerful lesson for all of us, that if we unite and stand together, we can win and we will win.
NDP opposition critic Chris Glover says that the provincial government should reimburse the organizations affected by the cuts.
And I think the other thing, some people were asking questions about, these services, the food banks on campuses, the equity services are now short of funding and they're in the middle of the school year. I really think the government should step up and make up for those shortfalls.
The provincial government is free to appeal the decision, but Weiler says they are hoping the government respects the decisions of the court.
We're hoping that the government will respect the unanimous decision of the panel of 3 judges and also respect student democracy.
Weiler says now is an important time to support the CFS and unions across Ontario.
We're going to see more cuts happen in the future, unfortunately, but if we're united, we can continue to fight back. We can continue to win victories for students. It's an important time for students to get involved, vote in your student union elections, attend annual general meetings, take part in the democratic processes that are put in place on your campuses.
When asked for comment, Ignite refused initially, only to release an official statement minutes later saying they will not speculate on the ramifications of the decision. For Humber News, I'm Drew Serene.
Prime Minister Trudeau continues his goodwill meetings today as he meets with Ontario Premier Doug Ford. Trudeau has been meeting with different premiers to help smooth relations. It was a rocky campaign that showed just how divided Canadians are. Despite frequent attacks on the Ontario Premier, Trudeau knows he will need to work together to accomplish changes. Ford says he understands that harsh words are thrown his way as a part of politics, but is still eager to discuss health and public transit. Trudeau has already met with Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe and Manitoba's Brian Pallister.
What are you going to talk about?
In other Ford government news, the Premier says he's proud of his alternative energy deal cancellations that could cost taxpayers $231 million. The government's decision to cut renewable energy projects is one of Doug Ford's solutions to high electricity rates. Meanwhile, the Ontario government has also backtracked on its edict that high school students must take 4 online credits. That's now been cut down to 2. This change will go into effect next fall for all grade 9 students. Ontario cannabis market is set to expand in the new year after pot producers and citizens implore the government to improve access to legal weed. Citizens will be able to smoke up more as new stores will be opening in January. After promising 1,000 cannabis shops, the supply shortage prompted the government to turn to a lottery system. Now Ontario is stepping away from the lottery system and into an open sales model.
I think that at the moment, the downtown core is fairly covered, and that's great. That being said, North York, Etobicoke, Scarborough is super undisturbed, and because of that, there's a lot of illegal dispensaries popping out. I feel like if the government wants to be taken seriously by cannabis users, by other business people, by whatever, they do need to open more stores up, which they will.
Premier Doug Ford says the goal this year is to expand shops and to combat the black market. Finance Minister Rod Phillips says the province is focused on growing the cannabis retail market safely. Ford says he believes in the market to decide the number of shops that should open.
This is way too close.
There are not enough cannabis stores in the GTA already because there's just really such a need for them, and like 2 within the downtown core, and then like you have to go further west on Queen West. There's a couple there, but other than that, there's really nothing available.
All 25 of Ontario's legal shops now sell buds, oils and capsules to the masses of cities across the province. A car crash happened in the West End this morning where a car plowed through a storefront. A 39-year-old man has been arrested and charged with impaired driving. The vehicle drove to the storefront at 12:30 a.m. and the driver attempted to flee the scene. The police then took the man into custody. Thankfully, no one was present in the building at the time. However, tenants living above the store were asked to evacuate their apartments due to the concerns of the fire crews at the scene. A woman in Oshawa is dead after being struck by a vehicle that fled the scene. Police are calling it a hit and run that happened on Stevenson Road near Laval Drive around 4 a.m. The woman was believed to be in her 30s. Anyone with information about the incident in Oshawa is urged to contact police. Another arrest has been made in connection with the horrific deaths of 39 people in a truck container in the UK. British police have taken a 23-year-old man from Northern Ireland into custody. Police say the man was arrested on a highway northwest of London on suspicion of conspiracy to traffic people and conspiracy to assist unlawful immigration. A truck driver, also from Northern Ireland, Maurice Robinson, has already been charged with 39 counts of manslaughter and conspiracy to traffic people. And British police are looking to extradite 22-year-old Ayman Harrison from Dublin, who is facing the same charges. 10 people in Vietnam have already been arrested in connection with the deaths. The climate is going wild in different parts of the world. Smoke from Australia's wildfires has covered the cities of Sydney, Adelaide. In Sydney, health officials have issued warnings as air quality hits hazardous levels. 6 people have died in bushfires since last month, which has caused the greatest damage in the eastern states. The worst air pollution levels are experienced in downtown Sydney and the northern suburbs, with 10 times higher ratings than the national standard. Meanwhile, the first big snowstorm of the season has hit northern Arizona. According to the U.S. National Weather Service, about 2 to 5 inches of snow have fallen on the Grand Canyon through the greater Flagstaff area, with even more snow on the way. A winter weather advisory is in effect for northern Arizona. We're going to take a quick break. Still ahead, the latest in sports. But first, Alicia Nichols has a preview of your 3-day forecast.
The weekend is finally here and the weather is looking promising. I'll have more of your 3-day forecast after the break.